First things first. I predicted season from hell for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are starting out the year 0-2. A few things that I want to bring up here. One, this team is a shell of themselves. They are just not good. Two, why are they always arguing with each other on the sidelines? Why is there always a shot of Travis Kelce screaming at his own teammates on the sideline? Chris Jones screaming at his teammates on the sidelines. I almost feel a little bit as if they like lost the plot in all of this. Like they have some sort of defined arrogance, like they're the same Chiefs team that they were 4 years ago. And last year, when they went on that 15-2 run, it was the most fraudulent 15-2 run of all time. And then they squeak by the entire playoffs and then get smacked in the Super Bowl. Now we go into this season, they kind of run it back with the same cast and crew, and they look like shit. And another thing that was weird, and there's a few things I want you to comment on this too. They came out in free 4 t-shirts with Rashee Rice because he has an 8-game suspension. Rashee Rice was speeding down the highway in a Lamborghini Urus and smacked like 4 cars with kids inside of them and like popped out the V and like ran away. Like, no, like free 4 is that is absurd. He's a terrible guy. And then the last thing too is there was a picture surfaced of Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, Mahomes and his girl, and some other guy and his girl clearly out right after the game. Mahomes is wearing the same fit that he wore in the post-game presser. Travis Kelce's wearing those dumbass fucking suit shorts. And they're like out at dinner. It's like, is there a team right now less locked in than the Kansas City Chiefs? It's just at a point, there's just so much semantics. They are a completely different football team. They act like they're not. And I think that starting the season 0-2 is like, no one's talking about that. This team is bad. And for some reason, people just think that they're going to be able to go and get something done here. I think that they're doomed.
You covered a lot. I'll start with the yelling on the sideline. Travis Kelce's just more passionate than everybody else is what it comes down. No, I think honestly, it feels like almost like forced yelling to make it seem like they kind of care more than they actually do. Because they're just not playing good football, and they really haven't played good football in a while. I know the record, you can say the record last year states otherwise, but they got the shit kicked out of them by the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and they also went and got the shit kicked out of them by the Chargers last week in Week 1. The 3-4 shirts, it's honestly just so like awareness is on complete zero. I mean, I understand like you can have that moment for you guys in the locker room, like whatever, but don't be so blind to the fact that what he did was actually not a good thing, and they're not suspending him for like steroids or like a PED. Like he did harm to other people. So
yeah, he's a criminal.
That was just like the craziest thing to see, them warming up and all of those. It's like, I understand like having your teammates back, like I said, but that situation is one where you just keep that in the locker room and you keep that in the building. You don't walk out to the game and try to make a point. Like he got suspended 8 games for a reason because he is a dumbass. So that was so stupid and one of the cheesiest, corniest things that they could have possibly done. What else do I need to cover on that? I feel it's just they just haven't been playing good football, and people are acting like they're. Oh yeah, the post game, the picture with the musician and Taylor Swift, and Yeah, they're just not locked in. I
They're
mean,
not locked in. It's
again,
wild.
it just goes back to the t-shirt thing too. It's almost like, I understand, have a life outside of football, you're allowed to do that, but uh just have some social awareness that it's not going to look great with you guys getting a picture posted all over social media of you right after the game, out to dinner, smiling, having a great time after
A
going out
home
there
loss.
and playing
A
bad
home
football.
loss
Yeah.
to the Philadelphia. No, not just a loss, not just anything. The team that snatched your soul in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl last season, like at home, and a
Yeah.
chance to go and get your lick back, and you drop the game and you're 0-2. Like,
Yeah.
and then you do all of this extra shit. They're not locked in. I'm out on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going into each week anymore. I'm not like sitting here being like, like the Chiefs are just gonna get every single call. Mahomes is gonna get the ball at the end of the game and figure out a way to win this, because this has been 2 straight games now where he's had the ball at the end of the game and he hasn't been able to go and get the job done. So that's also another narrative that should be discussed as well, as like he has had the opportunity 2 times this season where they get the ball back and we're having some opportunities for them to go and potentially snatch a game like they've done in the past, and they haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, it's just Mahomes. I've talked about this a good amount in our group chats and to other people. It's just like, this Mahomes doesn't feel like the same Mahomes that we saw a few years ago. There was some. He obviously had a good throw to Tyquan Thornton for that touchdown, but there was just time and time again where he was missing throws that the former version of Patrick Mahomes would make. He did more with his legs this game, and honestly, if I'm a defense and I have to worry about Patrick Mahomes running, and that's how they're going to beat me, so be it. I'd rather have that than anything else. Like, make Mahomes beat you running, but also at the same time, like, he hasn't been throwing the football well, so like, he might have to start running more to open up another aspect of his game, because he just hasn't been the same Patrick Mahomes that we have seen previously. So I think the overall is, I'm also not afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs like how teams once were. They don't strike the same fear. The media overall, I think the reason that a lot of people aren't out on them is they're kind of banged up offensively. But you and I have sat here the last 2 seasons and said, Rashee Rice is a good player, but outside of him, you're getting a older Travis Kelce who's been a shell of himself, Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown, and like, guys that can't stay healthy, guys that have had drop problems. Like, these aren't guys that you're necessarily concerned about anymore. So on top of that, the offensive line, anytime, what's his name, Juwan Taylor, anytime he's lined up at left or right tackle, I'm clapping my hands and cheering, because that guy sucks.
Yeah, he stinks.
He might be the worst tackle in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it coming into the season too, where it was like, the Chiefs fixed all their offensive line problems, to go and sign the guy from the Niners, to go and draft Josh Simmons, this, that, and the third. Their offensive line doesn't look any better than it has in the past few years. We said it going into the offseason as well. Your running back rooms, Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, that is like maybe the worst running back room in the entire NFL. So if you're bad. I'm not putting all of this on Mahomes too, because somebody texted me and you earlier and we're like, what happened to Mahomes? Like, why doesn't he like go downfield? Like, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. There's a big conversation that needs to happen about the Andy Reid shit, because he has been a bad head coach, realistically.
Yeah.
And not overall, like, like not like special teams, not being able to like handle clock management and like this, that, and the third. I'm just specifically talking about like the play design and calling plays and this, that, and the third, who's ever in charge of that. Because as of now, they've gotten so lazy and just have looked at Mahomes and been like, figure all this out for us. We have all these problems. You're going to say hut, and we're going to have you just figure it out. And Mahomes, that's where I hate giving Mahomes credit. You know that better than anybody. That's where I give Mahomes a ton of credit because he is like doing so much with so little. And it's like, not like the offensive scheme looks good. It's not like the skill players are good. It's not like the offensive line are good. And you still get these special moments out of Mahomes, which is why he's so good. But like, I think that after this season, like something's going to have to give. Like Kelce has to go. If he isn't going to retire, like there is a conversation that just needs to be had with him. Like, you can't be here anymore because he's a podcaster now. He's he cares more about being a podcaster and a celebrity than playing football right now. And then as of everybody else, like they need to figure something out with this run game. I said that during the draft. I wanted them to take a running back because I was like, please take a running back. They need somebody. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm a massive Chiefs hater. So anybody that was wondering that, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me to watch them go 0-2. It's amazing. This is great. They stink. They're awful to watch. Their defense looks bad. They don't have a pass rush. They spent so much money on George Karlaftis, and he's just a guy. So like, it's nice to see this happen to the Chiefs and seeing a little bit of a collapse. But I do think that there's a bigger question to be asked about the overall infrastructure of the Chiefs. Like, and it starts with the head coach. I think that there has been like rumors and tidbits of stuff that like, oh, he might retire after this year. He might retire after this year. Like the past like 3 seasons. I think he's gone after this season. I think I don't know who's going to be the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, but I think that there's a very high possibility that he's gone after this year because I think he's just so clearly lost his fastball on the offensive side of the football. And you can't have Spagnuolo completely bail you out on defense every single time. So I think that that's going to be another change of the guard after this season happens because as of right now, I said it before the season started, I'm doubling down on it right now. There is no shot this Kansas City Chiefs team makes the playoffs this year.
No, if they keep playing at this rate that they've been playing at, they're just not good enough. And the AFC, I think, is the better of the two divisions. I think there's too many good teams that you have to consider in the AFC, and the Chiefs just aren't there. They're just not there right now. And will they get there? Maybe things get a little better when they get some of these wideouts back. But like, I don't know. It doesn't have the same feel that former Chiefs teams have had when they've played like a bad game. Like how many times have the Chiefs lost back-to-back games and looked this bad? I can't even really remember, right? Like it's not been like this. Obviously there's a lot of ball left, but it doesn't look good.
Let's just call a spade a spade. Like even if Worthy and Rashee Rice were fully healthy, like how many more wins is that really worth? I mean,
oh no, I know that. I'm just saying, like, I think the offense will look a little better with those two guys back, but is that enough with how good the rest of the AFC is? I don't think so, but we'll see. I just spit it. Good girl, we're getting paper as a passion. Collect the stacks and bring it back, man, and take vision.